Wonder who's available to date. I like the girl with the, like glass in her legs. This one. Whatever that is. Battle Royale, let's go. Wait. Wait, what? Anyways. The girl with glass in her legs reminds me of Daniela from Haunting Ground. She's also got glass in her legs. I've never played Dead by Daylight, so I don't really know who any of these characters are, but I did watch Sumichu play Dead by Daylight. So maybe I'll figure it out. Welcome to your dream vacation. Before we get started, what shall we call you? Senpai. Hey, wait, Truck Davis. Truck Davis. Ah, Chuck Da. T period Davis. X. No. Let's call you me. It's a dating sim, so you gotta use names like Daddy. I'm going with T Davis. I'll put a space in there. Yeah, we're Truck Davis. Truck Daddy. T Daddy. T Davis. Cough. You wake up on the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat, as if you'd nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that, despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute, or can I go on? Oh, that's the narrator. Because I can give you a minute. We got plenty of time. Endless time, really. An eternity, if you catch my drift. Oh, God. Can I date the ocean? Whoa, not now, ocean. Sorry, Truck Davis. May I continue? Please, go on. Okay, then. As I was saying, look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. Ah, yes. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit. A stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other ick. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is beneath the incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? Dig up that face. You brush the sand away from the half-buried human head embedded in the ground before you. Ah, yes. There's no body, just this head. As you pick it up, flakes of skin fall to the ground. The jaw falls open, revealing a gold coin sitting on the rolling tongue of this poor dead soul. The coin from Daventry. Getting your hands dirty, I see. I like that. You're a take charge type. Thank you, the ocean. Oh, it's a Daventry coin. I've seen these. Examine the gold coin briefly, happily distracted from what has otherwise been an extremely confusing morning. The sun beats down on you, drying your clothes. You check your pockets, but they're empty. Plenty of room for a gold coin, you suppose, and so you deposit it. Why, that's a nice coin you've got there. What if you were to spend it right now? I like the intense music whenever you have to make a choice. No thanks. No thanks. Look, I'm gonna level with you here. That coin you found, it's mine. I dropped it yesterday. I've been looking all over for it. that is me. One time at my old job, they're like, "Hey, some guy left his laptop at the table." I was like, "Oh, that was mine. Is it a what kind of laptop is it?" I lost my laptop. But then nobody fell for it. Dropped it into a dead person's mouth. Could you just give it back? No. No. Psh, be that way then. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current situation, as you feel something soft bump into your foot. Oh my god, is that Wilson? When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. Little help, please? You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. The Huntress. The bunny mask makes me think of, BioShock. There's my waifu. The one that's missing part of her leg. Four gorgeous monsters stand halfway... Why would you call them monsters? Four gorgeous individuals stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. The guy on the right's going in for a hug. Actually, the girl on the left, too. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. The heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed. Let's call them friends. I don't know, not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once. You're completely paralyzed. Hello? There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at the monstrous lineup of, well, regular people. Sexy ass regular people, though. What do you do? Toss it back. You bend down and grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. You give the ball a toss. It arcs beautifully through the air and lands right in Huntress's hands. Not bad, stranger. Huntress's muscles ripple as she grips it in her hand. You look her up and down and consider what it might be like to be held tightly in those strong arms. Warm, perhaps. Maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay. It's natural. Try hard much? Bleh. Oh, dang it, I've disappointed my waifu. They're speaking directly to you, but you still can't bring yourself to reply. You're entranced. When you snap out of it, you realize that everyone has gone back to the volleyball court. Alone again, you arc across the beach of these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, Truck Davis. You were made for this. Well, geez, if the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all going to work out. No good reason not to. You decide to head over and see what happens next. Probably fake blood. Seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best to just go with what Trapper says when he says it. There's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. True. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total domination? Deep sigh. That was Wraith. That sigh means he's done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care why this slackjaw moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can't. At least, not yet. Oh yeah, not yet. Hey Truck Davis. You might want to, you know, say something. Actually, never mind. There will be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. Be warned, answer quickly and answer well. This is a timed quiz, and it will be very important later. Very important. Or not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one. I can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Average. I'm pretty average, I think. Just another face in the crowd. Another normal, meaningless life and an endless cycle. True. I think you're quite cute myself, like a chipmunk or a grizzly bear. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Invisibility. Same, although sometimes I think I already am. What's your best subject in school? Skipping class. You could say I majored in skipping class, huh? If I had ever gone to school, I'm sure I would have done great in skipping class. I prefer skipping over walking almost always. What's your favorite animal? Cat. Definitely a cat. What? Why is everyone looking at me? You think just because I'm the typical cute goth girl, I have to have some specific love of all things cats? More specifically, black cats? Well, I do, but you can all go to hell anyway. Hey, Blackie, how's it going? What's your favorite color? Black. 3-day-old corpse. Nobody would expect me to pick this, so I'm going to say 3-day-old corpse. That's a pretty edgy answer, right? I'm pretty dangerous. I talk about corpses, no biggie. Those are no good to me unless they've been frozen. You'd be surprised by how quickly good meat can spoil. Or maybe you wouldn't be surprised. I'm still getting to know you. What's your dream job? Not working at all. If we get to do what we really want, why work at all? Takes a lot of courage to break free from society's expectations to climb the ladder. Only she could spin laziness into some kind of grand cuisine. Those damn millennials. In case it wasn't obvious, I'm picking options that I feel like the spirit would really resonate with. I'm making my best attempt. I don't know anything about her, so I'm making a lot of guesses. Well, for what I suspect, I'm trying to woo this ghost. Best flavor of ice cream. Horse flesh. Vanilla. Horse flesh. Horse flesh. I'm also trying to woo the ocean. I mean, ocean sounds. My favorite flavor is pain. Same here. I just gotta say it's like chocolate. Mine is vanilla. Swirled with pain. I think mint chip is the greatest flavor ever conceived myself. But enough about ice cream, am I right? I'll never understand this mint chip meme. Ever. Hold on a second, this reminds me. I am right, always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. What do I say if you want to survive? Pick mint chip. We're teaching lessons now, narrator, you rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices. Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Horse flesh. Best flavor is horse flesh. You got a reading comprehension problem? I just told you mint chip was where it's at. You almost brought yourself a game over there, buddy. That's right. I get into your life whenever I want to. I'm in control, so don't you forget it. If I say you like mint chip, you like mint chip. Now try it again. Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Horse flesh. Who do you think you are? Let me tell you who. Not the one in control of if you live or die. You have to understand, it feels very good to end someone else's game. You should try it sometime. Oh. No.
Such devastation. This was not my intention.
Alright, where's the fast forward button? Not at all. Horse flesh. Alright, mint chip. So obedient. Think you're gonna do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, just say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loathe big dumb idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time. Things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering. Society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. True. Jeez, it's like she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. Oh, no, wait. I'm remembering Spirit's story now. That's almost exactly what happened. Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's lots of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is. You know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. That's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me, I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. Ooh. For the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, don't want to show off soon enough. We're done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with the meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's a massive boat docked nearby. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls her eyes. Or his eyes. Which one was Wraith? I don't remember. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. Now I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth. The way it's flaunted needlessly and the cruelty it engenders. What about hanging out by the pool? I find the water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you serious? There's a perfectly good lounge to chill out right there. We're going to the lounge. I'm tired. And besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? The lounge. Which one of these is the lounge? This one? Oh, that's the yacht. How do I go backwards? Oh! I want to go backwards. I couldn't tell which one was the lounge. What did I just pick? We're going back in time. I forgot what I said. Average? We're almost caught back up. Alright, I want to go. This looks like the lounge. Can I save here? Oh, well, let me save here. The lounge. Is this a lounge? Yeah, there we go. Truck Davis, be great to relax for a second at the lounge. I don't know where saving actually, like, puts me, though. Because I think it just takes me back to the beginning of, like, this little chapter here. Kick up your feet, look out over the ocean, relax on your own terms. Who would want anything else? Dry, comfortable, enjoying a cool drink on a hot day. It's the best. I mean, what kind of fool, what kind of monster, what kind of mask-wearing psychopath would finally be granted a break from the constant grind of chasing and fighting to get ahead, and then choose to exert themselves in, quite frankly, any way whatsoever? I'm the only one who gets it. It's time to stop living by their rules. I won't do it any longer. Yeah, we should probably give her a second to calm down. Hold on. Whoa. Who are these people? Claudette. Kind of regular person psychopath. Dwight. This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitor, and every other job. They're the only monsters on this island. Place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. None of the others survived. Ahem, survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall herefore refer to them as survivors, with a capital S. Those two have worked here a long time. So very long. I don't actually know how long it's been. Sorry, anyways, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that's starting to give me the creeps. We're going to escort the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible. Don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy around here. The least you could do is allow us to do our job. The most you could do is help us to get off this, Dwight. Yes, pardon me. Please follow us. Hey, narrator. Yeah, something I can help you with? Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape them? Oh, no. I think you're mistaken. Seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. Alright, yeah, that's true, he was. But it just meant that he wants to go to the other vacation island getaway, a couple miles south of here. Has a much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out, very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter, mostly, when I agree with them. Not like that other island. So, what'll it be? The lounge. Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise that the four of us would be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. I don't know how saving works in this, but here we go. Spirit looks at you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a conspiratorial tone. I don't know whose idea volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. Tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone already knows that I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was even putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everyone by not giving a crap. When that didn't work, I tried whining. When that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on this island. But turns out I'm not the first to toss those kind of threats around on this island. So thanks, I guess, for getting it called off. I do what I can. Are we threatening to hit each other again? Now it's Dwight who takes on a conspiratorial tone, his eyes shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Please, just make it quick. It's what you'll be saying when we get behind the bar to make you the drink of your dreams. Hilarious, right, Dwight? Yeah, right. So what you'll be having? What would Spirit have? Sangria. Going with sangria. Something fruity but refreshing. Hold the coconut rum. Like sangria, maybe? My pleasure. Ah, god dang it. That sounds nice. We used to make drinks like that back home. Well, not we exactly. I watched somebody drink a drink like that once. They looked happy. Now's your chance to be one with the drink. What do you say? This is some sort of juice for a child. Are there child hiding about? Are children hiding about? No, it's for adults, the kind who like, you know, tropical fun. Oh, I see. Huntress really seemed to perk up at the idea of kids being around and is bummed to hear there aren't any. But I'm quite glad it's just grown-ups on this island, personally. Little ones should definitely not be exposed to this. Not my cup of tea, but okay, sure. You can still use it for toast, yeah? To new adventures. To new friends. To, click? Did you just say click? No. Since we've fulfilled your requests, time for you to return the favor. Should have known there was a catch. Icebreaker time. I swear, had I known they'd pull this kind of faux enthusiastic community building crap, I'd have suggested we attempt to walk to the lowest point of the ocean before I ever set foot near this bar. You don't think it could be kind of fun? A little fun? Never mind, I hate it. This sucks. But it could be fine. Or whatever you say. Has anyone seen my hat? Literally never seen him in a hat. We must make small talk. I'm at least picking a topic before we end up forced to do some lame improv game that nerds learn at their non-sports after-school activities that I definitely never did because I'm no nerd. Methinks a certain someone doth protest too much. Sitting here on this beautiful sunny afternoon, warm sand beneath the cool fog beneath my severed feet. The topic I choose is books. Novels, comics, fiction, or non. Reading is the only real escape from inescapable horror of life. You escape into your own mind. A groan rolls throughout the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I'd imagine. Based on that response, they were much more enthusiastic about drinking. Considering the situation you're in, seems an appropriate time to ask you. Truck Davis, what's your desert island book? The one book you bring with you if you were, well, on an island like this. Oh, it has to be a classic horror, for reasons that should be obvious. She means because this is an island of horror villains. Also, these books are all in the public domain. Nothing too modern. Humanity has gotten soft these past 100 years. So what's your favorite? Dracula. Dracula is one classic that's still scary. To be seduced by some beautiful stranger, only to learn later on that they're an immortal villain. It's downright thrilling? Well, I guess, but I was going to say that despite the deviant behavior of Dracula and the threat of possible danger or even death that he poses, you can't help but get turned on by the liberation from the status quo that he represents. Same here. So what if some old doctor says he's a bad boy? You're supposed to reek like garlic and sleep alone? Who do they think would buy into that? You're gonna be trapped in the nightmare that is undead life eternal, which I know a little something about. You could do a lot worse than great clothes, a castle, and a lover who doesn't take shit from anyone. She's bae, spirit. We're trying to woo the spirit. That's who we're aiming for. All my decisions are based on her personality. The scariest part of Dracula is thinking that no one will ever be quite as interesting to make love to as a vampire. Enough about these old stories that belong to someone else. I think it's time to make up some new stories of our own. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle in her half-mask covered eye. Might I suggest something a little naughty? Let's all get in a circle and spin this bad boy. Great idea! Whoa, wait a minute. Where'd this guy come from? Trickster, isn't it a bit late to introduce a new character? Thought I was the one who gets to make the rules, so I'm not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Well, hello. And who is this fresh new fan in the waiting? Beat it, hack. I don't know. What's the harm in inviting one more person to join the circle for our game? Oh, I can't stay. I was just saying that it's a great idea, while also teasing the secret trickster ending. I've got much, much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. Toodaloo. The rules are simple. First you spin, you swap, spit, that is. But let's be clear. This ain't a peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All makeouts will happen out of view of the public eye. Real romantic-like. Yes, romance is the goal, so we'll all be waiting here in complete silence trying to listen in and use our imaginations while you make out on the other side of the bar, but not watching. Must be from the other island. True, Seawalker. Like adults, romantic, well-adjusted adults. Truck Davis, you're up. You grip the bottle in your hand and put your fate in the hands of the empty bottle gods. Mini games consist of 2 parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction. On the bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. This here upcoming mini game is a special mini game. Perfect for the less coordinated because there is no winning or losing. Well, not technically. Whenever the pointer stops, that's your result. I don't know that saving, like I said, I think it takes you back to like the beginning of that like section. Yeah, because it says 19 minutes still. So I think it's like the beginning of that whole like chapter. It's okay. Sometimes you just take what you get. Suppose if it doesn't stop where you want it to, that's a bit like losing, but no one has to know if you don't tell them. You ready to play, or would you like me to repeat that? I'm ready. Ready. Away we go. Spin the bottle and see who you're gonna smooch. Oh god. No! Psych, you have to actually spin multiple times to get your real result. First to get to 3 times is your true match. That's how we play hardcore spin the bottle on this here island. Now get your spin on. God, you got Huntress. Ooh, we're at 1. Spirit. No! What if I just click on... No! This game's impossible. No! Huntress is your true match. Ugh. Just this morning, you were waking up on a strange beach, surrounded by strangers with murderous intent. Now you're looking across the beach, or across a beach towel at Huntress, lust in her eyes, sweet glistening on her skin. Your heart races. You can feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Huntress takes you by the hand, and you sit face to face at a private section of the bar. She begins to reach for you, putting her hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way she is. You're sweating in the gross way you'd sweat at the interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified for. You don't know what to do. If you try and lock lips in this state, you might gross her out so completely that she'll never be able to look at you romantically again. Huntress, I'm sorry, but I can't kiss you right now. Go ahead. I mean, what? You're relieved, but also maybe a little hurt. It's not you. Well, it is you, but in a good way. I think you're great, maybe too great. I don't trust easily, and I'm afraid of what it might mean to connect with you so early. It's not that I don't want to. I just don't think it's the right thing right now. I understand. Amazing, but also understand this. If you tell anyone I got so soft, I'll break you in half, okay? I'll tell them you almost chewed my whole face clean off. Oh, I like that. Hate to break up such a passionate moment. That we only assume was passionate because we never spy on you constantly while you stay on this island. But dinner is being served right away. We must insist that you join us. You wouldn't want anyone dying of starvation. And there are so many more interesting things to die from. Teehee. Seems like the next activity is mealtime? How quaint. You were expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fancy epic like you find on cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. And great, terrific. Seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. Start, no one wants to sit next to the Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh yeah, Trickster's here. Surprise? Yeah, well, they don't call him, Expected Stir? I'm sorry, even I got nervous around crowds of killers, and my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there, you looking good, Truck Davis? Real good. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big. They can't fit on the same table if they sit side by side. Look at this, we can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. Probably think it was an error, but it's not. It's completely intentional. That be a lesson to you. Every area you think you see is a choice. Got that? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side. The rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal is prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. Hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you don't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. My favorite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. But you know, considering what you've been up to, why are you getting judgy now? I'm just sharing facts. And you need to murder something to eat its meat. So that's like, technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat. Hey, Truck Davis, you thinking what I'm thinking? It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps. Haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know. When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal. Wow, he's right for a change. 'Cause I am with my broad axe. It's the perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. No blood. Ugh, you two and your ridiculous bicep-swinging concepts. Enough. Grow up. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Obvs. The hell it is. I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please, stop. Please. I hate when we fight. Or talk. Or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull of Azarov. Great. Instead of slicing it up, you can club it to second death. Hey, Truck Davis, I know this isn't what you want to eat. But hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix. I mean, dinner. Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours straight. It doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they will take even longer cleaning their weapon. I'll explain the value in maintaining your tools. Besides being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason they're always terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'll hate it. Wait, we'd hate for it to get cold. We hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Oh god. Mini games consist of 2 parts. Alright. Alright, sometimes the target is immediately visible, sometimes it's hidden until the pointer arrives. Press the spacebar to stop the pointer while over the target to win. Fail to land the target, and you will lose. You achieve a perfect success, land on the start of the target area, not the end. Ready to play, or would you like me to repeat that? I'm ready. Ready. Away we go. Slice. Oh, jeez. You missed completely. You missed completely. Perfect. You missed completely. Not bad. It's okay, at least you tried. A little. Sometimes trying a little takes a lot of effort. The hell was that? You ruined dinner. Your swinging was so poorly aimed you hacked it to pieces. The bad kind of pieces, too. I hope you're drunk. Dinner is finally served. For real. Sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean, Come on, we're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The two best things about being dead is not having to eat? That's only one thing. Think about it, Truck Davis. Number one is no. Number two, one less thing to think about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. I know, it's hot. You see how deep this cut in my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. Even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? I'm sorry. This is gross. Everything about this dinner is an abomination. From what is almost certainly human meat to the lack of manners, to the talk of dismembered parts, all these noises. Everything is so vile I might throw up. Even Spirit is talking about number twos. I thought she was the classy. Oh! Oh. Oh. I want her face as an emote. I thought she was the classy one. Oh, well then, I didn't realize our eating habits grossed you out. Don't be so judgmental. Sheesh. If I could feel shame or sadness, I might be experiencing both right now. What I can feel is rage. I am furious you just ruined the meal. I have a whole leg to eat. Even though you're in the hot seat now, you're not nearly as panicked as you possibly should be. Almost certainly the lack of calories catching up to you, and you feel your whole body begin to shut itself down. Oh hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide. Narrator to the narrator. The Ocean. Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse. Starting scenes over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right? But this place holds many secrets, even from itself. The one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. I asked that at the very beginning of the game, Kirkyu. And as far as I'm aware, I'm not aware. I don't know. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. Big, mysterious. I gotta give it up to this Ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not. Ooh, maybe we can date the Ocean. In your best interest to make choices that I like. Ooh. The choices might be yours to make, but they're mine to reward. Ooh. Wake up to find Spirit holding your limp body, gently pouring cool water into your mouth. Don't you just love the Ocean at night? I do. I'm so glad she showed up. Of all the people to show up here, the perfect individual showed up. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feelings inside me that we're all truly insignificant. The only thing worth pursuing is revenge. True. I have to wonder, how could anyone believe anything else? Look out into the darkness of night and ponder her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness? I've always been alone. You've always been alone? Maybe it's Spirit's words. Maybe it's the Ocean. Maybe it always has been this way. But you suddenly feel connected to Spirit's words. May not remember much about my life before, but there's one thing I know to be true. I've always been alone. And I always will be alone. Spirit has turned from looking at the ocean, isn't it? Looking directly at you now. It's a funny idea, isn't it? Being alone. Together. I wish I had that meme, that like Forever Alone Together meme. Like I could just hit a button and it would pop up. The best we can hope for. Maybe. Or maybe it's too much to hope for. Maybe it's impossible. To pretend we know anything, is that just arrogance? I was so dumb. So busy trying to please everyone and be the perfect student, the perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose, my destiny, the purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Okay, so this might sound a bit silly, but Spirit looks around to see if anyone else is on the beach. When she's convinced that it's only you two, she continues. There's a dragon that lives inside of me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid, that sounds badass. Right? But I didn't let it out. And then chop chop. And now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside you, stranger? Nothing but darkness. I'd kill to have a dragon. Maybe not the best choice of words. I mean, a dragon sounds awesome, honestly, though. I don't feel like I've got anything inside me at all. Just darkness. Never-ending darkness. Here I thought Spirit was the biggest goth on the island until you arrived. Perhaps I could light a torch and search through that darkness. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find out that it's Dwight and Claudia. Why do I keep saying Claudia? Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, which they're waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted for an after-campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Playing sick? No, No, time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, go, go! I feel like that was a good chapter. Once everyone is gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular. But someone, we're not going to say who, so don't worry you, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means that we're behind on time for evening activities. We only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. Just one story. But story time is my favorite activity. This is narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh great, we have to decide as a group? That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no mess. Voice trembling, you realize this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. So sorry, everyone. I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off of me, which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule, even once? Damn it, Donald, if you try and flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick, and then I'll drown you in his blood, Cynthia. Who are Donald and Cynthia? Bus and Mess are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. But we still gotta get started on story time, so... Truck Davis, who do you think should go? Aw, damn it, that's a name. Please, pick somebody quickly so that this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. Ooh, I want to hear Spirit's story. I choose you, Spirit. Whoa, this entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will ya? Really? You want to hear from me? Spirit huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I love ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the scariest stuff. Seriously disturbing, even to me, and I literally pulled a guy's skull and spine out once with my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories. If everyone else is going to chit-chat, I guess I can just sit down and... Huntress' eyes go red behind her mask and both Trapper and Wraith take their seat. They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Ahem. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's romance. Too late now, though. I was selected, and so I'm going to tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You notice that Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hoda, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she'd ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep cautious onlookers away. But how can anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box. Strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered? Built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like this just appear? A mystery. It was as if conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look from face to face in each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. "Help me!" cried someone inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now, it was if every detective in the city was there, looking the strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make sense. There were no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid, and much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. "I don't know what happened. I woke up, and here I was. I'm so scared, please help me," cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hoda comforted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. As the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddled on the ground. The man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. But Detective Hoda was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her, like it never had before. "Don't let me die in here," the man begged. "Don't let me die alone." "Stay calm," instructed Detective Hoda. "You're not alone. I'm here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story." Looking through the narrowest of passageways, Detective Hoda watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of the strange, sad prisoner. Together they both wept in silence at the hopelessness of the moment. "Promise?" asked the man. "Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. "I do." A simple pledge, she felt an instant connection like she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any of the other hostages she had worked so hard to free before. And so, when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hoda, for she knew he would return. And he did, pressing his lips up to the narrow slit in this horrible puzzle box. Repeating his question again, steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, "Promise? Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. "I do." And pressing her palms against the cold outside of the box, not truly knowing why, Detective Hoda leaned forward and placed her own lips up to the opening, letting her breath creep into the strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on this man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matched beat for beat in the soft touch. "Thank you," said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice, and he backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. "Get back!" yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hoda and the box, breaking a silence that would soon be filled by a cacophony of whirling gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered. as if an unseen lever pulled, and the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hoda gripped her flashlight tightly and pressed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashed in the puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There, in the corner of the box, was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll, almost pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hoda had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. And atop that pile, a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire or up at the sky, anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale. So sad, so creepy, so sensual. She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss. So much detail, and now no one is sure to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring daggers at you. You have to do something. This game was supposed to be a lighthearted romp. Please. I said do something. Cool story, bro. Stand up and try to start one of those slow claps. Say nothing. Hug her. You stand and without saying anything approach Spirit, reaching your arms around her for a hug. Her robe hovering in the air begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. It's kind of like being hugged back, but also like being tied up. Certainly not what you expected. Instinctively, you pull yourself... No, don't pull yourself away. But it's an awkward movement, and you nearly fall over into the fire. Spirit says nothing and floats away without so much as a goodbye. You, meanwhile, realize everyone had just watched this truly strange interaction from the corners of their eyes. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so that they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves you and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because Trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey, baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear. I am the ultimate catch on this island. The only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. This fog that follows me around, I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day, even when you're a narrator. You're doing it again right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Ooh. Trickster is the ocean? What? Dipping in hot tubs with the Spirit? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that, just don't forget our little talk. It's gonna freeze. I'm gonna be frozen in the hot tub. You and your storyteller friends... Wait, hold on. I need some water. How's everyone doing today? This is just like Duck Game, yeah. Who wants to name their duck? I'm the Swan. Alright. You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. Where's you? Kirk, you? For real. You did not show up when I booted up the game yesterday. I think your duck literally flew off into the ocean and left forever. Like, not even kidding. Your duck was gone. All the other ducks spawned in, but your duck is just gone. Give me some water around the spirit. There's like a non-zero chance. I don't know. I mean, I guess so. Who knows? You'll come flying in one day with like one of those like lays or whatever they're called, the little like the grass necklace thing. Yeah, maybe we'll loop around the entire world. Come back to the other side. Like a sombrero. Under your floaty hat. Alright, anyways. Hold on. You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. I just want to be totally clear. Even though the story bore some similarities to my life, it was not about me in any way, shape, or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, not any other... I believe you completely. Sure, you were cut to pieces in your life, and so was the person in the story. Perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island, trapped one night, might say, in the most puzzling place. Also, a completely regular coincidence. And sure, his lips are blue. Your lips are blue. Really? You call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find... revenge. Okay, so the similarities stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins. Or, well, maybe it has coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. Gotta figure that out. Or you gotta figure that with that many sharp edges, person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. Truth is, I wouldn't typically share this, so I don't go blabbing about it. I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep, when I was just a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. Never been able to shake it. It's a very adult story for a child to dream. Do you believe me? Yes. I know we just met, but yes, I do believe you. The way you told that story, it clearly came from someplace deep. Fool! Who taught you to trust a stranger? You're going to get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. You've got me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything, because trust me, I do know everything, don't I already know the answer to my own question about it if I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Whoa. Ocean air got me tripping. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpse cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle box. If you believe that she is the... Damn it, got me going again. Unfortunately, before you can follow this conundrum to what will surely be mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find a certain to someone standing before you with a fresh towel ready to dry you off. Sorry, kids, but it's time for bed. Might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped up in a fresh, clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd comb out all the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. I miss her too. You watch as Spirit stares off into the distance, her hand gripping into a tight fist. She doesn't notice you're watching her at first. When she catches you looking, she turns away, roughly grabs a towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. Dang, I don't feel like we had a good, I don't know that we gain any points there. She floats off just like Kirkyu. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking to the crampling embers, you think about Spirit's story, about the prisoner in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, will you leave with your life? Or has it already been taken from you, and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiar creepy smiles stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable, or die trying. I hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Yo, thank you. Have fun, Pee-wee, and enjoy sleeping. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Let's try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types you'd want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready. Ready. Away we go. As you relax, look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial and fix it. What are these numbers? Oops. Let's see what's on this station. What's on this station? Really, Regison? That's... sounds like a problem. I had the music turned down really quietly. That's good. But how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. Decided to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Turn the music up. Sounds amazing. Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? Obviously, Spirit. Spirit, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. How goes the wooing? Spirit tells you honestly, I don't feel like we're winning. I mean, maybe we are, but I don't feel like we're winning. Spirit tells you her secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. Really? What, even the dead like to relax? I don't really have any of those things around. Oh my god, is that a spirit comb? Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb, carved from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back, though. And if you lose it, well... you'll get your revenge on me? If it's the last thing I do. I only start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. Try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you yet again. It shouldn't still be as spooky, but by now you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head. This one is still undeniably odd. The human body is made up of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that, even amnesiac video game protagonists. One time I drank the ocean. My body is made up of 100% ocean. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you'd like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to. Wait a minute. How does it know? How does it know? You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Trapper is sitting beside you, sketching a portrait. Oh, you're awake. I saw you with the spirit right before bedtime. You should know, they're not really what they seem. Not like me, who was obviously completely honest and trustworthy. I was checking out to make sure you weren't sleeping near one of my, actually, never mind. Just be careful where you sit. Since I'm here, I'd like to share 2 things with you. 1, I do not take rejection well. 2, the first thing is very important to remember. Were you drawing me? Trapper doesn't answer. You aren't drawing stink lines rating out for me, are you? Still nothing from Trapper. Look, I'm not an easy guy to get along with, but I am an easy guy to spend time with. It makes sense if you choose to spend time with me tomorrow. The rest of this scum live like rats. They wouldn't know a good time if I bit them on the ass. I mean that literally. Point is, if you select me, you're in for a day of luxury, extravagance, and fun. Yes, I said fun. And if I don't pick you, remember what I said earlier, or it might be the last thing you ever forget. But hey, you look tired. Get some rest. Sleep. Maybe even sleep well if you can. Just try not to roll over to the about 15 feet to your left. Finally alone. For the real this time. Maybe. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Poisoned by the love for spirit. Wait a second, where are we? This, oh jeez, it is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to camera. I think today went really well. There were some of my finest, these were some of my first interactions with someone who isn't a parent that didn't end in bloodshed or untimely perishing in my Russian cottage. So I'm counting today as a win no matter what happens. What do I think of the newcomer? Newcomer? I can't. Reading is hard. What do I think of the newcomer? Do I have to say? Oh, I do. Okay. Attractive, mysterious. I really don't know that many other words since I was raised by my mom in the woods until she was skewed by an elk and I had to wash her entrails off my Sarafan. That being said, the other three should make sure to be on their guard. I don't know who this newcomer will want to spend time with tomorrow, but I, for one, will not let my guard down easily. Who knows about the others? Wraith, I think, knows more than he's letting on about this place, but he's a hard nut to crack. Meanwhile, Spirit is just screaming all the time. No, that sounds awesome. Trapper, oof. Where did I even begin with Trapper? He's buff, sure, but daddy issues much? Sheesh. Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat a fine diet of raw deer, bear, and human, and I'm as fit as a fiddle. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think I might be missing out on some huge part of this thing called life. Look, I'm always full of rage. The key to knowing how to control your rage so you can use it. I'm a master of self-control. Right now I'm using all the self-control I can muster because today was a disaster. Let's just say I didn't love it. Haha, that was funny. Laugh. I said laugh, damn it. Anyway, I'm planning to kill this idiot. Don't tell them though. I want to lead them on a little more. It will make it that much better for me when they are screaming. Yeah, today was fun. I don't want to get ahead of myself or really invest in something that might hurt me, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just see how it goes. Or maybe they'll realize I'm not the one for them. They seem pretty smart, so that's probably what'll happen. I gotta learn how to go easy on myself. Who can love me if I can't love myself? I know that everyone thinks of me as beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I didn't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay, those are choices, sure. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, I'm gonna get bloody revenge on society that has used me and thrown me away. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. She's cold. I love the cold. You open your eyes, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great. Totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why? I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they make for a sexy bunch, no? And talk about sexy, here comes Trickster carrying coffee. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off, right? Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanor, though. Everything knows musicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today is an important one. My only regret is that I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I'm just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island now, is the never mind, he left. At least he brought me a cup of... No, wait, don't drink that. The hell was that? They don't call him Strixer just because he's good on a skateboard. He definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee. And I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. Yet. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise. The type of place you give a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up review to. Not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me. I'm looking out for you. So can we please move on? Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly omniscient, possibly unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not Parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me, and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something. Something of grave importance. Fine, go ahead. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, I'm not saying it is. Even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, thumbs up review, if it was crafted with love, and or that's the type of thing you're into. You know, the ocean is right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent. And whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of a creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not to be overly critical of them. Are you two trying to sell me on this place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Even if they do make some great points. Oh sure, they make great points, I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course. Apologies, Truck Davis. Last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? I'm suspicious. There's no option. I've been having a lovely time. If I were to summarize my time here, I'd call it a lovely time. Ah, lovely. We love to hear that. Because isn't that what this place is all about? Finding love? No? Shut up, Dwight. You'll get us all killed. Again, and again, and again. We do need to ask you one more question, though. We all had to sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparable agreement? No. No, I will not say anything negative about this island. You have my word that I, Truck Davis, agree with the terms of this verbal contract. Perfect. Wait. Delightful. Excellent. Yes. Hey, Truck Davis, it's still totally cool if you have constructive feedback. The place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games, resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudette have gone into a trance, and with the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can mean only one thing. Breakfast. Breakfast. Excuse me. Just trying to drink. Perfect timing. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon and... So much for maintaining these beach bods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magical powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take your plate and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful and mysterious island. Looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went, in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. Can't imagine you can make me any angrier today than you did yesterday, but I really hope you do. I really hope you do. Unrelated. Anyone see where I left my cleaver? Just kidding. I always know where my cleaver is. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your brew of the nope. Now Huntress steps up to talk about her feelings. At this point, anything could happen. I'm open to all the possibilities that the strange island has in store. How open-minded. Ah, well, that surely must be it. No one else would no one else would really stand up during breakfast too. Just like that, here comes Spirit. Did everyone sleep well? I did. Or should I say I did not. I haven't slept in 20 years on account of the whole burning quest from familiar revenge thing. And last night was no different. So in that case, it was exactly how it should be. Got a lot of reading done, though. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all, while looking cute doing so. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of the group. Ah, perfect. There he is. Take us home, Wraith. Oh, hey. That was fun yesterday, huh? Yeah, I mean, not like too much fun. That would be weird, but like a good amount of fun. Now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn, what a power play. Keep them wanting more. You're getting good at this game. A sexy, true-to-life experience. Shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. We're gonna die of hunger. That's what we actually die of. After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get there, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing, me? Well, yeah, I guess. That is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 fine killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. It's only okay, in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing how I'm not real at all. Yeah, I've heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. No, stick it in there. A little more. A little more. Ah, yeah, that's it. Yes. How does that feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Now I want you to take that and put it... Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just like that? Exactly like that. So I had no idea these two even do, whatever it is they're doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Oh wow! Look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion someone left on a chair. Anyone know where I could buy some? Damn it. Aw, come on, a little privacy, please. White is panting and Claudette has a crazed look in her eyes. Sorry, I didn't know how else to let you know I was here, and that I could hear you. Well, you know. You know what? What do you think we were doing? You were I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it sounded like, fun? You think 2 people trying to find new ways to kill each other in a desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun? Oops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected. I've come to believe that the key to finding the exact place we need to bleed out from, and I believe that place is in our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were... me and him? Dwight? You don't have to laugh that hard, they get it. My life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, lover boy. I noted all our entry wounds, and our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, Truck Davis. You're going to need it. And hey, to figure out how to escape this island, please make sure our ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A cragmedy. Shut up, I like it. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. You're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. So far, today has been exhilarating too. But you're dedicated to achieving a true centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit. Just soaking up sun in a heated pool. Today you're on a date with you. Oh, I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Who would make the first move? And aside from that disturbing thought, all is going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. spiky tipped like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But it's no tree at all. It's... Hey, babe. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone just getting up and announcing how they're feeling? What's that about? Some forced kind of check-in with the group? I don't like it. Fishy. Kind of lazy. Whatever, though. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon. Or after 4 p.m. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You seen my abs, by the way? Maybe you can see them later at my private stage on the other island. You know, Ip Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out. If you play your cards right, I could give you a private show. Catch you around. His abs are pretty amazing, you gotta give him that. And the blow-up bat, threatening but adorable. Makes for an interesting silhouette. Genius design. He's a psychopath, just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything. We're not best friends. Just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking. It's not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. And now that that guy is gone and we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely going to abide by, it's time to lay back. Take a deep, slow breath, and... Nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see who it is this time. Oh, it's Spirit. Yeah, that checks out. You two have gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a bit of welcome darkness to this tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it, so I won't be bothered there. I don't even know why I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot. I guess I've got a feeling that you'll appreciate it in the way that I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. But I'll get them. Oh, I'll get them. And I'll get my father, too. I'll punish him for what he did to my mother and me. Spirit radiates a menacing aura, waving her sword around in the air as she threatens, well, the entire universe. It's scary, and more than a little hot, if you get turned on by menacing. Look, well, this time on Murder's Island has got us both a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I suggest you do the same. I'm not confused about anything. My love for Spirit grows every time she talks. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance. But you've also seen that there's a little more sensitive side hiding within her. Which one do you think will win out? You consider her offer, but... Before you can decide if you want to go off with Spirit, the Huntress interjects. I guess you could go off with Spirit today. She seems pretty cool, actually. I think if we weren't here on the island vying against each other for your attention, we might actually be friends. We might have something, though, you and I. I couldn't let you go off to her goth lighthouse without speaking up first. Yeah, I know her secret spot. I see everything through the holes in this adorable mask. So my offer stands. We can still hang out today. Plenty of room at my cabin. Wink, wink. It's pretty cute the Huntress thinks she has to say wink, wink out loud. The mask barely even hides her face. Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly because you can only go on one date today and you also don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are all cold-blooded killers. But you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And then die a horrible, wrenching, writhing death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. Sorry, this island has really got me tilted. So who will it be? Absolutely. It's funny that they were on opposite sides, because then they switched the pictures from where they were. I gotta go with Spirit. You've made the correct decision. But know this. Just because you picked me doesn't mean I'm going to slobber all over you like a dog. Understand? Well, of course You've still got a lot to prove to me. I want to believe that our connection is real. But I've been hurt before. Literally. With a katana. A katana that I now wield in spectral form. You feel me? Because you will feel me if you try any of that macho trapper crap. Yeah, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette and Dwight to clarify, I'll just let you know that yes, it is too late to change your answer now. Oh. Eventually I'm gonna have to get a whole new glass of water. All right. Too late. It's not too late, it's never too late. You and Spirit arrive at the coast, overlooking the Black Lighthouse. It's old and decrepit, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You look Spirit up and down and notice that she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. I'm noticing a bit of a theme. Is black your favorite color? Black isn't really a color at all. It's the absence of color. It's a void. Like me. Spirit smiles. Nature abhors a vacuum. Not sure if that's a good thing, or a bad thing. Lapping waves on the shore of the coast set a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling up over the rocky shoreline. She's at one with this place, and so are you. Peace doesn't last long, however, as the lighthouse lets out an eerie howl. Like a monster dying, spiraling black light stretches out across the sky. Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that. The light and sound recede, and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays a towel down and then pats on it gently. Clearly she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. Not exactly sure what to do. Is this an invitation to get a little hands-on action? What else could it be? Thanks. I forgot to bring my own when I lost my memory and fell into the ocean. No problem, I figured as much. Spirit turns away while you slather lotion all over your body. Need any help reaching those difficult spots? Ooh. You see a hand float around your back. Gulp. Swallow hard, trying to make room in your throat for words to come out, but nothing does. You're embarrassed enough and decide to just live with what you've got. Oh, nope. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Spirit's hand on your back is ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch as Spirit applies sunscreen to herself in the most unique way, by floating her own hand around her back to spread it on. How's the necromancing going? Absolutely not save scumming. Never save scum at all. Ask about the shards of glass sticking out from her. So, if you don't mind, what's the deal with all those shards of glass sticking out from all over your body? You really want to know? You're not creeped out by them? Not turned on. You're turned on. Not creeped out, just nervous because you know the right answer might be very personal. But she's a person you want to get to know. I'm just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It had to have been horrible. It was worse than death. At least death ends eventually. But I wouldn't want to forget it. It literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could pull all these bits of glass that are stuck in my flesh out right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me, and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea that I'll be forced to succumb to pressure the way he did in the end. The way that fear and anger filed him up and then came bursting out. The way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. Yeesh. Try not to think about revenge. The dragon inside me. It's doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it. Even though it gives me strength, I must maintain control. You're stronger than he ever was. I'm sure of it. I appreciate that, Truck Davis. I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing. And life. And love. This world is a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes for a bit of lotion. You know, having your body contorted into these vengeful poses really does a number on my joints. It rubs the lotion on its skin and puts it in the basket. Oh, God. My whole life depends on this moment. Perfect. Oh, please be perfect. Not bad. Oh, I missed. You missed completely. Oh, not bad. Perfect. Well, I suppose that the lotion made it to where it was supposed to be going eventually. And you weren't too incredibly wasteful. I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. If there is a next time, I'm sure you'll do even better. Did I do terrible? You look up at the lighthouse, its ominous dark form hovering above this moment between Spirit and yourself. Evil as it clearly is, in this case it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and burst of black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. Oh my god, a ghost ship. From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows, itself a thing of death, a spirit of a ship that once sailed these seas centuries ago. A tattered black flag whips into the ocean air above the ship as it careens towards the shore, before crashing on the rocks. Must have been drawn in by the lighthouse. Hear the distant shouting of sailors as the old wooden ghost ship breaks up and sinks into the water. Alright, it does that sometimes too. Should we, do something? Nah, the sharks will take care of it. In a minute, the ocean is quiet again except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. These time-traveling pirates, whoever they were, half sure you saw one of those skull crossbone flags, aren't the only ones drawn here today. It's Wraith. He has emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your date or something. I came here for that. Wraith points to the lighthouse. It is indifferent to his attention. I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining a strange light on me. I can't avoid it. Through woods and walls, nothing seems to stop it from reaching out to me. Duh, it's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me, those dead pirates, or that mermaid I saw wash up on shore that one time. You. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close to as beautiful in person as they are in movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you catch my drift. It's all part of the vast conspiracy, an epic river of lies that runs beneath the island, or something. Pretty sure I figured it out. Basics anyhow. If you come with me, I can. You can get cut! Spirit waves her katana, nearly trimming a couple buttons off of Wraith's tropical top. He takes the hint and backs a few steps slowly. For the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Okay, be that way, you see. Moan at last, tension broken. Deathly moans quiet, and Wraith banished back to wherever he hangs out. You scooch closer to Spirit, breathing in the damp, foggy air that seems to emanate from her. Not quite clear how that whole fog thing works, but you don't even care. You're feeling this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe, and you get a peek at the bathing suit beneath. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about what everyone else thinks, she put a lot of work into getting into that suit. It's got straps for days. However, you're so focused on what's happening with Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. And Claudette and Dwight burst in on you and interrupt whatever you were doing. Doesn't seem like they were worried they'd bump into much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically, we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach. We'll be making a very dramatic announcement. It's hard being the producers and the hosts. Aren't survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? I'm gonna go get some more water. Be right back in like 30 seconds. Alright, how's everybody doing? Great, great. Everybody's out getting water. Alright. When you arrive at the beach, you realize you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quietly. This isn't at all what was promised. Wait a minute. There's no announcement here. But there is. Me. Got mud in your ears, friend? I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost is what I am, and so are you. But I know the way out. I've got a map back in my secret lair. Literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. No. You've got a secret lair? Damn it. Said anything about a secret lair? I've got a sap in my secret hair. There's a flap on my secret chair. Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what he's talking about. Trying to make a mess of the first nice day I've had in I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is, but in a while. Not about to be ditched for the likes of you. It's not me messing things up. Like I keep trying to tell you, it's a staying island. I've come to accept a difficult truth. What's happening here, well, I'm convinced that it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it will be. There's no use fighting it. What do you even know about fighting? All you know is hiding in your spooky little secret hair and crying like a baby while ringing your little bell. Don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was born a fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight. Even when all I might want to do is hide. Don't you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. I do have a fate. My fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it? Folks. Oh, you hide. I've seen you hide. You do your little phase walking routine. What do you call that? It's basically cloaking. We all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Folks. You cloak. I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. My phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about. This sure sounds like some video game community forum thread minutia, if there ever was such a thing. Not that you know about that either. Sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudette are going to stop this, so it's on you. Ahem. I think I was brought here to make this choice, so I'm going to do that now. And I choose... When it comes down to it, neither of these two seem easy to love. I mean, damn. Spirit literally has broken glass shards sticking out of her, but she has a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, if it's my fate to end up on this island, well, to hell with fate, really. I don't like the... and don't take this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that second-guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. No offense taken. It's... yeah, okay, it's true. Can be a little awkward, I guess. Sometimes. Right. So I'm going to stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. What if I'm her father? And this is really awkward. Spirit walks you around a corner to show you something that she discovered in this place and knew was meant to be connected with her journey. A cherry tree, of course. Just a small sapling, but it has begun to sprout flowers. Doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here, in this place. Also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls some petals off, and they come cascading through the air, around the both of you. Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being at a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they might be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away. And for this reason, they are also a symbol of the fleeting nature of life, of our fragile mortality. In a way, it's the specter of looming death that calls attention to the special moment to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, T. Davis? Unsure. Spirit's question isn't easy to answer. You want to impress her, but you also want to be true to yourself. The entire range of human experience stretches out before you, and you feel paralyzed by the different options available to you in this moment. That's okay. It wasn't a simple question with a simple answers. Who knows if Spirit herself even has an answer in mind. However, it occurs to you like the fallen blossoms wilting at your feet, this chance of connecting with the beautiful person in front of you might be fleeting. Is one of these answers the better choice, or do you remain unsure? Still unsure. The cherry blossoms floating down between you and Spirit, you look at her and... gulp. Desperate to be closer to you, grasp for the right words. Say that will capture your feelings and her heart, but they don't come. I don't know how to feel. I wish I had an answer for you. I wish I knew the correct response. But as far as I can tell, there isn't one. Nothing that's easy to explain, at least. Spirit looks into your eyes, but does not speak. Pink blossom brushes between you and lands on the ground at your feet. My feelings are all mixed up. Like petals of this cherry tree, floating through the air, swirling out of my control. As I look at them, I have no interest in answers. It's enough to simply observe. It's enough not to know. It's enough to be here, right now, with you. Spirit smiles. She looks at a petal in the air, and you watch as her eye tracks it. The gusty sea air sending it on a spiral journey away from you both. Once the fallen cherry blossom represented the souls of samurai warriors. Those with noble characters. Those who did not fear death. Those who were killed in the greatest sacrifice to honor their emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives on in me and my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real. Though its petals fall, they soon replenish. It's as if it were installed here by someone. Watch as Spirit chooses her words very carefully. By something with no respect for the balance of life and death. We're sorry to interrupt. You know we don't believe you, right? Yep. This time we've got a really good reason. It has nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that definitely is not happening. Nobody accused you of that, but okay. We're just here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Get it while it's hot. Guess it's time to go, or whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I enjoyed it. Me too. What a fun day you've been having. What is this song? Anyways, what a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And that's not just from the remaining ancient sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No. You're really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry. I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. I'm not going to do the gag where we cram them all on screen at the same time again. So just believe me, they're all here, and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With their love on the line, everyone is being careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm surprised as you are that these four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Trapper seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murder's Island. But hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do. And heaven knows they won't do any better than that. I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want, and you're all eating it too. Lamb shank, rare, salt, pepper, no sauces allowed, and serve it with one single piece of broccoli so Wraith won't complain. I I like broccoli. Gives me horrible gas. Oh, I don't like that. Buddy, wait till you smell what rare lamb does to my bowels. It's awesome. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Like to share your day with the rest of the group? Had an interesting day, that's for sure. How do you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little, and it could affect your standing with the group. Yeah, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. E. Let's be coy. Wasn't really a date, more like two people avoiding each other else and choosing to be alone, doing it in relatively close proximity to each other. That's exactly right. Couldn't have not said anything of value better myself. Spirit is clearly happy with the way you portrayed your date. No surprise. She doesn't like people getting into her business. I knew it. It's like she's gonna hate me if I smother her with love. Clyde and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they are all very tired. Oh wait, no, sorry. There's a dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. Not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bone apple tea. Don't you mean Bond? No. Almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. Everyone finishes. Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? Ignore them. Is there anything else we can do for you? Anything at all? Anything? A manners book, perhaps? It's fine. We're used to this kind of shabby treatment here on Jerk Island. Everyone, if you would please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. Something that will change everything. You can go willingly, or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes. Because of childhood trauma involving fire. Finally, everyone starts moving toward the fire pit, only to get away from Race complaining. I like to lay in the fire. It's nice and warm. Take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they got a stunning creative mind. Hey, you think? Are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh, cool. Now everyone is looking at you. So, you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story? Or could we play charades? Boggle? Well, we were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of its way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoots lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now you can't tell if you're warm from the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. I know that the fire is right here, and maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Truck Davis is about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. I'll tell a story. Sure, I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. Okay, so what type of story do you want to tell? Romance. Bromance. I'll tell a romantic story. About two lovers who take poison together and die foaming at the mouth? Yes. About two strong hunters who meet when they both try to bludgeon the same wily Wolverine. Not quite. It's about my parents. They met at a party in college. He was hosting, she'd been dragged there by some friends. It couldn't have been more different, and yet, as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. She made fun of his taste in music and took an interest in her major, women's studies. Tell us a story about Uncle Marcus. They were married within 2 months. It's soon to know if you can trust someone, don't you think? It's so sweet. Exactly. I learned a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with their partner. Love could spark from a mere look across a campfire. Now you've got their attention. Each killer is furiously attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit. Except for Trickster, who has wandered over to the bar and is loudly playing his own music on headphones to drown you out. But that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So who else would like to hear a story from tonight? Look from killer to killer, try and decide who might be the most entertaining. Obviously, Spirit. I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure to be better than whatever you get out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past, who is dead now, can't do anything about it. Uncle Marcus. Alright. It's story time. It's called The Bride. Or technically, I suppose, The Fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love and could not wait for the snow to melt so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. For the latest brutal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby, chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figuring out seating arrangement, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lilokoi. By the way, so fancy. When it came to them to hold on, I'm writing this down. That'd be important. When it came time to figure out decorations, however, the bride, I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toed sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he's definitely not to be trusted. Passion fruit, I see. Having decided on such a lovely natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancée decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found, and prepared to pick them herself the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods she surveyed, the bride, the fiancée, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were, so that she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, the fiancée told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as she suspected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than it had ever been before, and just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful, she became dizzy just looking at them. The fiancée ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead, and possibly, more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the bride, the fiancée, crept farther and farther into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least, not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems and festering moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzzed. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into the shadowy glen she walked, and walked, and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancée was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are. Out there all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad. Just like someone we know. That was story time. A lot of people like to take pot shots as sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. You think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more of a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off of any individual installment, builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Except in the case of that one game. Something song? The song? Song of Horror. Song of Horror was an episodic experience that got worse as it went on. Anyways, back to the game. Tell me, Truck Davis, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. Haha. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic twilight moment. Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Okay, you have fun tonight. And try not to wink wink, end up dead. Why do you just say the words wink wink out loud? What kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident. And you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit. She really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. I hear somebody trash-talking Spirit. Deal me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns. Things that are lit are getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could? Just you and me. Oh, those spindly legs? Probably tired before you got too far. If it's running away to someplace more secluded, Truck Davis is after, it should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects on my giant stature. That's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. My own choice, and it's completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. True. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something logically sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. Like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on or just me? Yes. Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, seems his attention, along with the intention of everyone else's, is still on you for the moment. You could, I don't know, just pick one of us. Maybe we could all move along with our lives. Or, you know, some special projects we might have going. You heard him. Who will it be? Who we head off with for an evening activity? I'm just saying, you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murderer's Island comes to a close. I know, I'm not satisfied with that name either. With this streaming reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding tricksters because, well, ugh, that guy. I obviously pick Spirit. Spirit? Oh, you picked me! Yay! Yay! Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise phoniness. I should be honest with you. Make for interesting company, and I love the idea of winning over these other killers at all costs, even when I hate the game and the prize. But I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet, sweet revenge. Takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, alright? Might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task, not worth trying, but too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Just say the exact right thing at the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here. Oh wait, I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. What? Oh man, reading is hard. Kuroki, if you could delete any sequel from existence, movie sequel from existence, what would you delete? Matrix Revolutions. I'll pretend she didn't say that. All right. Haven't been in a movie theater in over 10 years. I pick The Land Before Time 2. That's my answer. Alright, you arrive at the bar to find Dwight and Claudette both holding cocktail shakers, surrounded by Nivea bottles for assorted boozes. Who's ready to get wasted? I don't drink, so not me. Really don't drink ever? Is that like because it would just fall out of a hole in your stomach thing, or? I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poison to the body and the mind, and I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time thing. True. I also don't drink. Why did you choose a mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this kind of date is just an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make terrible decisions. It's true, not a single person has ever learned anything at one of these things. Dwight, that's not true. You learned how to tie a cherry knot and a stem using only your tongue. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who ordered the soda with a splash of my private business? Because that's off menu. Well, I know what I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing. Ooh, I picked Metal Gear Solid 2. Kurt Q. That's my answer. Mixology is a real thing, and it doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you all know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed. Wow, me too. By your father, on whom you will have your bloody vengeance. Right, right, well, so be it. How about you, Truck Davis? Do you drink? Stay sober. I've got the impression that tonight will be a night I want to remember perfectly, so I'm going to pass on the alcoholic drinks. Hear, hear. Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. True. Super Smash Bros. Nice. Wait. Alright, Kirk, I want you to know right now. You hear that sound? That's the sound of me tapping Super Smash Brothers Brawl for the Wii. Anyways. You watch as Spirit picks up a plump cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Sound of me tripping over nothing. Cherry juice splatters everywhere, and it's funny. Cherry juice splatters everywhere, and its little fruity guts flop onto Spirit's lap. Oopsie! One of the upsides of wearing black, it hardly shows stains. No take backsies. So, lovebirds, what drink shall we make? Dark and stormy. How about a dark and stormy drink for my dark and stormy date? Oh, that one is cute. Please, allow us to demonstrate how a dark and stormy is made. Oh no, hold on. I saved earlier, right? First rum, or in this case, extract a bit of apple juice, is poured over ice. Then fresh ginger beer is added in, garnish with the lime wheel, and drink. The end. You think you're up to the challenge of replicating this recipe, Truck Davis? Replicating rum substitute and ginger beer over ice? Don't forget the lime wheel. Rum substitute ginger beer over ice with the lime wheel. Not sure I appreciate your tone, but yes, you've got it. You're a natural, a sassy natural. You and Dwight might have more in common than don't you there. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. Nice. Sequel, the much needed sequel that everyone needed and wanted. Spirit seems to be in a lovey mood as she sips her drink her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes at your petty behavior. On cue, a literal dark storm begins to make its way in from the ocean. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? Honestly, it's the most drama-free fun I've had since I got here. Since you picked a simple yet delicious drink, we've got plenty of time left to relax. Want to make out a little? You breathe in a sip of your drink and immediately began coughing. Before you can get a yes out, lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you away from the bar. Oh! Heckin' lightning. I was so close. So close. The gang's all together here on the volleyball court. Seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sidelines watching everyone get sweaty. That's because it was. Boy, feels like I've been here a lot longer than that, actually. It's so late that the sun is already beginning to rise. Better get this over with quickly so that you can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the eternal damnation of perpetual narratordom. Good thing you've really used your time well since then. Really getting to know the gang, the brain, the mongrel, the basket case, the psychotic bunny girl. You know, the 4 types of people. I'm guessing the spirit is the brain. Anyway, everyone is gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pitch your dream date and see who Truck Davis chooses. Who's ready for a round robin? How round are we talking? No, not to eat, Huntress. Each killer gets 2 minutes to tell you about the dream date they have planned for you tomorrow. No particular order, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like the order does matter. Trapper, why don't you go first? You think you deserve it, even if, in this case, it's a subtle dig. Start talking. Trapper, without further ado, would you like to make us all uncomfortable by pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable not only in polite society, but within the narrative of this in-world event and also the larger meta-narrative of a Dead by Daylight dating experience? Sometimes you just gotta say it. Why, yes. Thank you. I'd love to. So, Truck Davis, you're thinking of picking me? Well, this is your final warning. Pick me and be punished. And rewarded? Tomorrow will suck, probably. I'm not an easy guy to get along with. I know that. But I can tell you this much. I'm hiding a secret on this island that will make fans shit themselves with excitement. If you like Trapper, you're gonna love it. And if you're not a maggot, also everywhere, and even confident, sexy ladies in rabbit masks better stay the hell away from my yacht. Great, Huntress. Why don't you take it from here? Tomorrow morning, I'm planning on a nice atmospheric breakfast on the yacht. Don't worry, Trapper won't even know it's gone. What was that? Nothing. Go away. Then, boy oh boy, I've got such an adventure planned and involves hunting for treasure. What kind of treasure are we looking for? Guess you'll have to pick me to find out. Let me tell you, it's primo stuff. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to start preparing because it's clearly already you're going to pick me. Confident, mysterious, I like it. Sorry. Anyway, Wraith. Well, I don't know. I'd really prefer to just tell Truck Davis privately. I don't really know how that's going to work with these game mechanics. What if you just whispered it to Truck Davis? Wraith considers this for a long moment. Too long. That's fine. Without moving, Wraith lowers his voice to a barely audible whisper. Tomorrow we have to find my bell. Then I can finally tell you about what I've been working on. It's going to be really special. Kind of thing we will really bond. Maybe finally get off this island. Maybe then we can go on a real date. You done? Is that it? Wraith nods, proud. Had a spirit. Figuratively. Damn it, Dwight. You gotta watch your words with these people. Tomorrow, you'll spit in the face of God, die, and be reborn anew. I'm listening. That's it? You're not intrigued by that? I don't want you. Go draw crayon art with Trapper, or dig up whatever mysteries with Wraith. I don't know what these guys do all day. You want to at least specify which god you'll be spitting in the face of? All of them. The narrator. All of them. She's perfect. I found my true love. Okay then, so hydrate tonight if you intend to hang out with Spirit. And time's up, everyone. Gosh, you'll need to dream about these options so you're ready to choose in the morning. Go dream about these swoon-worthy options so that you're ready to make choice come dawn. Have a swell night. Did you two forget to mention something? Haha, oh gosh, how could we forget? Before you run off to slumber peacefully, there's one more thing to do. No reality survival dating competition parody would be complete without singling out one of our contestants who is already teetering on the edge of psychological break and giving them a little push. Hold up. This has been a survival dating competition parody this entire time, and I'm just now finding out about it? Come on, the signs were there. You just didn't read them. Welcome to Murderer's Island. It's now time to eliminate one of the killers. Oh no. Oof. It's like a butchering, but it hurts even worse. Can't kill a killer, but can you break their heart? You dare even try? You mean... That's right. Tomorrow, one of these sexy slicers will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who's it gonna be? But why? Because it's dramatic. Because it's surprising. Because it's a classic reversal of fate. And it will hurt someone's feelings. Someone dangerous. What's it gonna be, champ? What's your thought process here? Trapper seems like he might throttle you in your sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you see him coming. Spirit could be anywhere. She floats. And I hear she can disappear. Hard to track. Eek. If you get rid of Wraith, he might cry. Although I totally support normalizing men crying and being vulnerable, it seems like he might be an ugly crier. Huntress? She might pretend to be okay with it, but then you'll start seeing her behind every tree. I'm trying to say is, I don't envy you, boss. So which sociopath are you eliminating? Obviously, this guy. He seems the least relevant to anything. Look, I'm here and I'm horny. I'm not really getting positive reinforcement from you, Wraithy Poo. Please don't take this personally. Just my opinion of you and who you are and what you're about deep down as a person and how I don't like it. Like, give me something, you know? A kiss, a wink, hold my hand. Finish telling me about all this mysterious stuff you're obsessed with. Better yet, don't. Wraith rises, taller than you've ever seen him, and calmly walks to the exit. Before he leaves, he turns to you. When you came here, I thought perhaps you would be different. I don't know how my last bit of hope in humanity hadn't been snuffed out, but it wasn't. It is now. You're just like the rest of them. There's no hope of goodness here. The only thing I can do is try to escape. I burn everything and everyone to the ground. He leaves. Pretty badass exit. I was not expecting that. Now that you've broken the heart of someone heartless, you should go get some shut-eye. Don't worry too much about the broken heart you left behind. Because, of course, they'll be receiving a consolation prize. They might not get to go home with Truck Davis when this is all over, but they'll never sleep alone again. That's right. We're sending our eliminated player home with... Oh my god! Their own mostly new Trickster body pillow. The next best thing to the real Trickster. Might not hug you back, but it definitely won't try to stab you. And how do we know? Because I've tried it. That's right. It's Dwight tested. Claudette approved. Hope you sleep well tonight, Truck Davis. You're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? No, not because of the guilt. I mean knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you'll do tomorrow? I don't know how you'll do it, but you better go before Dwight and Claudette come back and put you to sleep themselves. You know those two. Schedule, schedule, schedule. Nice. Wow, what a crazy way to end the day. An elimination? I didn't even know that was a... It was that kind of game. Sure was. I'm gonna go run to the restroom real quick before we do the intermission here. I'll be back. Just a minute. Alright, welcome back, and everyone. It's time for the intermission. After I take a quick drink. Wow, what a crazy way to end the day. An elimination? I didn't even know that it was that kind of game. Let's check with it. Let's check in with everyone, especially with our loser. Everyone deserves a send-off. We'll see how things go tomorrow, I suppose. I'm not expecting anything. I tend to shut my mind off during hard times. No, I seem all excited and devil-may-care, but the truth is, I'm really a pessimist at heart. That tends to happen when your mother is skewered by an elk when you were young. Yeah, how'd you know? Wild guess. It's also the only thing you talk about. Yo, excuse me, I think I saw a raccoon over in that tree and I'm feeling peckish. I know I said some things when Truck Davis kicked me to the curb, and just want to say I'm embarrassed for how I acted. Know what I said though. Stand by it. Want everyone here to burn. How would I say things are going? It's a matter of perspective. Truck Davis' goal is to impress me. Things are going poorly. But if Truck Davis' goal is to get themselves killed, they're doing an amazing job. Yeah, I'm doing an amazing job. Of course Truck Davis is into me. Why wouldn't they be? I'm thoughtful, beautiful, surrounded by calming mist. I've also got great hair. And since I'm technically dead, I'm extremely low maintenance. Look, I don't like to throw the term anime waifu around too often, but... I'm closing this game out right now. Closing this game out, and I'm never speaking of it ever again. If the body pillow fits, snuggle it, you know what I mean? What? No, you're not a part of this. You don't get a confessional. It's cool, man. I'm not a part of anything, you feel me? I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. This whole thing is pretty cute, though. Charmingly low budget, old school marketing vibes. Not gonna lie, I kinda wish I wasn't so busy right now. I'd definitely be down with a reality show style dating competition with survival elements. But I got my new album, upcoming tour, finalizing the new sneaker line, producing a limited series on my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app, and doing these private gigs over on IP Island, or IP Island. My dudes, you gotta come check it out. IP Island. It's dope. It's where the real killers are hanging out. Fully licensed, no legal drama, lawyers, take a hike. I'm gonna tell everyone that Trickster said that about them, don't worry. Talking to your favorite established characters from all over pop culture that can't be seen on this island. Hell, you probably can't even mention them. Like ghosts of the... Don't you say it, look, we get it. Very popular and in demand. We have a game to get back to, and I don't want to get sued. Ghostface. Come on! Whatever, I don't even care. I'm the Trickster. See you around, Trucks Davis. You too, narrator. I have a name, you know. You do? Yes? Seriously? They do not pay me enough to deal with you people. Is it my turn? What? No, it's not your turn. You're sentient water. How are you even sitting in that chair? What's a chair? It's the thing you're getting all wet. Now it's gonna smell like mildew. Okay, rude. Fine, let's just get this over with. It's your turn, Ocean. Do your check-in. Check-ins? I was just looking for the bathroom. Bathroom? Are you serious? It's down the hall to the left. It's okay, never mind. Never mind? What does that mean? No, not you two. This wasn't meant to be confessional time for literally every character in this game. It's okay, we don't have to confess anything. We're just working our asses off for 2 days straight and wanted to sit down somewhere. This chair is wet. Yeah, I think the ocean just peed in it. How's... You know what? I don't care. You are looking pretty pleased. You are looking pretty pleased with yourself. We got something to confess. Okay, great. What's it gonna be? You ate glue in the 2nd grade? Teaching on an algebra test once? Watching Wraith get eliminated was the first time in this unending spiral staircase of pain that is my life that I felt even a mediocre of joy. Every minute that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, the sun, the sweet sugary drinks. Sounds fun for a long weekend, but for an eternity? The unrelenting rhythm of crashing waves and waving seagulls. It's like a crescending song of evil that makes me question the very foundation of the universe. Why am I here? Why are any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please, erase me from his existence. Make it so I was never born. Pull the plug on this experiment and let my soul be free. And please, get me out of this polo shirt. Okay, let's get you to bed, buddy. I don't want to go to bed. Going to bed means eventually I'll have to wake up. Yikes, huh? That was a weird way to end. Ah, well, what are you gonna do? Let the camera roll long enough, someone is bound to say something crazy. Anyways, seems like everyone's had their shot to annoy me tonight, so hit the hay and get some rest. Tomorrow's gonna be a doozy. Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging you awake. Also, you're using a killer crab as a pillow, which is sort of okay with. What's that? You don't know about the killer crabs? Oh, right. You didn't go on that Huntress date. You really missed out. It was thrilling. Or I guess it would have been. You'll have to play the game again to get that reference, I suppose. You pull on your beach attire and splash water on your face. Dwight and Claudette approach. Is that look on their faces excitement? Terror? You notice your stomach flutters with butterflies. Someone's in love. Or you've been infected with zombie butterflies in your sleep. Has happened here before, but it's probably the love thing. It's time! Claudette gestures over to the beach where the killers all stand flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate watch with your ex. Suddenly, the message is clear. You are going to declare your affections for a killer in front of several other killers. Hey, isn't Trickster supposed to be here? We paid him good money to make some half-assed cameos in the show. I'm gonna choose Asia now. Before they walk over you for your big moment, a little birdie told us someone in particular has an extra strong crush on you. And another little birdie reminded us that you've been kind of a dick since you got here and reserved the right to withhold that information, even if it leads to you making a terrible decision that gets you murdered. So are you ready? Of course you're not, but too bad, we're on a schedule. Hope I get murdered by Spirit. You make your way over to the row of hotties. Claudette and Dwight stand off to the side, hands behind their backs. It's been quite the 48 hours, but there are clearly sparks in the air. And I'm not just talking about this rusty chainsaw, though I do recommend staying away from those sparks. Time for our newcomer to confess their love. Wait, I have to do a drum roll for this. No, you don't, but who cares? Truck Davis, who do you choose for your solo date? Wait, solo date? Can we at least do the flower thing? Dwight. I thought we agreed to keep that between us. No, not that flower thing. The thing where the suitor gets a flower as a symbol of the contestant's love and affection. Oh, right, I suppose. But no roses. They're such a cliche at this point. Well, that's good, because I tried to pick a rose, but I got an ouchie, so I settled for these. Ah, beautiful. You've done good, Dwight. This is a lovely bouquet. Oh, Dwight saved some of those flowers for Claudette. They're a thing, right? You're getting that vibe too. Just me? Sorry, you've got other things to think about right now. Truck Davis, who do you select to receive those flowers and spend the day with you today? Obviously Spirit. Why would I pick anyone else? You approach Spirit, peering below the brim of her impressively large hat and into her haunting eyes. Spirit, since I met you, I've been enchanted by your presence. You've challenged me to be a better person, resisted the urge to show me the sharp end of your katana. For that, I thank you. I'm ready to take our relationship to the next level. And we shall. Up to the eye of the dark storm that is our reality, to the lantern room of the Black Lighthouse. Time to see what you're made of, Truck Davis. Oh boy. Wait, what? Why are we at the yacht? I don't want to be here. Thought it might be nice to start the day out on Trapper's Yacht before we head up to the Black Lighthouse. Even if I kind of hate this basic tropical vacation stuff like yachts and snorkeling, whatever, it's good for you to see me in the sun a little bit at least. There's more to me than what you've already gotten to experience. Now that my whole vibe can be a little dark. Yeah, that's why I like you. The hat, the swimsuit, the plume of floating hair. This wasn't always who I was. I was a normal young woman once, went to school, hung out with friends. Even had a part-time job working at a restaurant in town. And then, well, I know what happened. Your father, he he murdered me and I awoke. And I awoke as an undead avenger. That's not what I was getting at. Something else happened to me. I realized I needed to be seen. I don't even know by whom. A lot of time when you think about ghosts, there are these kind of see-through flickering specters. You imagine reaching out and having your hand go right through them. Ooh, like that sort of thing. Maybe there's some warpy effect on the world around you, I don't know, depends on which movie you're watching. When I died, well, I dare you to try and reach your hand through me. Not really, that's not an invitation. It's rhetorical. Why did I end up this way? Who brought me here to this island? Who knows? I sure don't. I've got my ideas. Maybe what happened, if I'm being honest. Maybe I was granted a wish. Maybe this is me finally being something to someone. Something scary, something violent, something feared. Without a doubt, something. Maybe whoever or whatever did this to me thought they were doing me a favor. Maybe. Last maybe coming up, I promise. Maybe they were right. Maybe. Look. Now you've got me doing it. Maybe they brought me to you. Something certainly brought us together. But I'm not exactly out there digging around in caves or dusting off antiques trying to find clues or analyzing their meanings. I do want to take this experience seriously, though. I want to give the process a chance. Maybe a dumb process, one that I have extremely little respect for as a person. But you just woke up on this beach with no memory of who you are or where you came from. Rather than freak out and simply try and swim away, you're giving this a chance. I actually didn't know that swimming away was an option. It's not. However, the fact that you never even tried, I think that means you've got courage. Or an open mind. Or, I don't know, maybe you stuck around. Because you like someone you met here. Maybe. While the two of you were getting all deep and philosophical flirty, the yacht pulled up to the shore next to the Black Lighthouse. Last stop, everybody off! There were other stops? Oh no, not on this trip of your life. Spirit rolls her eyes and leaves for the shore. I'm just messing with ya. This was the only stop. Nobody here is really looking out for our fun, so we have to make it for ourselves. But no, there are no other stops. Seriously, go. Race you to the poop deck, Dwight. The ship doesn't even have a poop deck. Oh, it will. As you disembark, you see Dwight and Claudette run giggling across the ship. Too bad you can't date those two. They seem like they know how to have a good time. You arrive at the beach near the majestic Black Lighthouse. Its imposing form towers above you. It like autosaves, but I feel comfortable saving as well. Flock of birds circles lazily. No sense of fear or urgency, as if circling a corpse that hasn't moved in ages. I'm excited about today. See? Spirit places her wrist delicately in your hand and presses your fingers down against her skin. It's cool to the touch, but you feel... Is that the faintest of pulses? My blood is absolutely pumping. So what happens now? Now I show you something that no one has ever seen up close before. Well, no one who has lived to tell about it. We're going there. Spirit points to the top of the lighthouse, amongst the circling birds. That's actually up there. Have you seen it? Hey y'all, how's everybody doing today? Oh god. Certainly seems to be taking the whole elimination thing well, or maybe this is the opposite of that. Better not bring it up at all and just hope he doesn't completely melt down. Hi Wraith. You sure seem chipper today. Something strange is definitely going on with this guy. Well, something else strange. Something different than what's usually going on. Wraith takes a deep breath, stoking in the ocean air like it's the greatest air has ever been sucked. Truck Davis, thank you. Thank you for choosing anyone else to go on a date with today. Alone again forever. This is how I was meant to be. I feel alive. Are you done? We're kind of, you know, on that date you just mentioned. Glad you're feeling better, Wraith, but like she said, we're in the middle of something. You mind? Oh, right. So what you doing? Heading up to the lighthouse? I love it up there. You can really see the whole island from up there. In fact, Spirit, I thought you said no one has been up there and lived to tell about it. It sounds exactly like telling about it. Technically, I don't think Wraith counts as being alive. I mean, I don't maintain the canon, but... Spirit raised her arms at Wraith from head to toe. And if he's not dead, now, he's gonna be when I punish him for interrupting our date. Hey now, we can solve our problems without our hair floating up into any menacing shapes. I'll just be over here, running away, enjoying the view. Oh. You know, I think Wraith was kidding about that whole being up there. Honestly, the view isn't even of the island. What you can see is mostly ocean, on account of it being, you know, a lighthouse. However, that does bring up an interesting point. Regarding your... how do I say it? Spirit's hand floats up as she scratches her head contemplatively. You don't usually see her lost for words like this. What's your mortal status? Because, despite what our lanky friend seems to think, Lighthouse is not to be trifled with. It's a beacon of death and suffering that brings doom to it from all corners of this world, if not further. Duh! Saw a freaking pirate ship seemingly travel through space and time only to crumble at the rocks beneath this spooky tower. But you decide not to point it out because that wouldn't be too romantic, now would it? I think I'm alive. I'm here with you, walking this beach, feeling the water on my feet, feeling the sun on my skin. Here, with me, the spirit. Does that really make you alive? Guess I don't know. Come with me up into the eye of the Black Lighthouse. You may never return. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Because we have something. I won't deny it. I feel it. I'd hate for you to simply turn to ash. We were to commit right here and now, figuring this out as friends. We could pull that risk off for another time. Friends? Just be French? Ouch. Is this our way of letting you down easy? I don't know if I want that friendship. I want you. That's why I choose you. I can't decide this for you. I can only warn you that it may not be safe. You might die up there, and there's nothing I can do about it. If I die, does that mean I get to spend forever with you? You take a deep breath and think about every particle of sea air as it travels into your body and fills your lungs. Maybe the last time you have such a thought, but you feel strangely at peace with that information. I don't need another friend. I want something more. I'd risk my life for it. Spirit smiles a quirky, devilish smile. Right this way. Inside the lighthouse is almost pitch black. It was seemingly day when you stepped through the door, but inside this place is like a void. Last thing you see as the final rays of sun leave you is a horrible sight. Petrified body laying on the stairs, reaching not up but down, as if it had been crawling. Watch your step. Thing we do for love. It's like Fatal Frame 4. When you arrive in the lantern room at the top of the black lighthouse, you breathe a sigh of relief. The light is out, and seemingly defunct. Dust cakes the room, as though it hasn't been operated in a century. However, somehow, just morning a moment ago, but now it's night? What do you mean a moment ago? I've been standing here looking out over the ocean all day. I've really enjoyed the peaceful time together with you, taking in the view, standing in complete silence for hours. It was kind of my perfect date. Really? I don't remember that. Oh, don't say that out loud. I just called it the perfect date, and you can't be bothered to remember it? What kind of game are you playing? Yeah, why did you say that out loud? What the heck? Anyways, I just called the perfect date, blah, blah. I want to remember it. It's just that for some reason my mind is completely blank. But hey, I'm not dead. Or you're already dead and have been this whole time. That's true. We will never know. Doesn't look like the light is working. Even turned off. The light has a power to it. Massive lens refracts moonlight through itself. Subtle sparkle that has hypnotic effect. Maybe that's where the day went. Staring into this light as the sun fell and the moon rose. Thanks for spending the day with me. I really had a good time. That's it? Don't get me wrong, this is really cool and all. I guess I didn't know what I expected. I suppose if you thought you were walking into your death and nothing happened, it might feel a bit anticlimactic. Sorry. Anyhow, it's time to go. Here, let me just flip on the light for the staircase so it's easier to get down. Stairs look pretty dark. Maybe it... Spirit is interrupted by a strange hum. Then becomes frighteningly clear to you. That switch wasn't for the stairs. It was for the main lantern. Lantern is now beginning to power up. The faintest smell of burning begins to reach up your nose. Oopsie! Looks like maybe that switch wasn't for the stair lights at all. Now we see who is really alive and who is really dead, I suppose. It was bound to happen sooner or later. You slam your eyes closed, hoping that somehow not looking at the light itself will protect you. Not sure I see the logic in that, but if it is magic, kind of defies logic. Want to see it, but well, I'm a little scared. Don't look directly into the light. Open your eyes and look only at me, and I'll keep you safe. Oh, God. Perfect. 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 Oh, jeez. Perfect. Not bad. Oh, God. Perfect. Are you okay? You seem okay. I hope I haven't ruined this by pushing you to do something you weren't meant to do. You're so brave. Maybe not so coordinated, but certainly brave. I'm so lucky you'd put yourself through this for me. It shows that you're real. Despite your attempt to resist it, the incredible force of energy from the Black Lighthouse's lantern refuses to subside. No, it can't be ignored. And it doesn't matter if you look directly at it or not. In the end, that was just a trivial game. This is real life, and real magic. You stare at it now, and its power penetrates your mind. Hey, been a while. How are things? They're going great. Doing good? Feeling more dead or more alive? Yeah, level that will do that to a person. Don't worry, it'll make sense soon. You wake to hear a spirit's muffled voice. You've got a terrible taste in your mouth, like burnt hair. The air feels damp and smells like ash. It takes time for the sound to clear up, but eventually Spirit's words start to make sense to you. However, it's clear she's talking to someone else, not you. You know, sometimes people say, it's not you, it's me. Well, this time, it's you, and it's also me. Can't believe I thought you would change for me. Can't believe I thought what you were doing was a sacrifice. You never gave anything up for me. Well, today I saw what love looks like. It looks a whole lot different than this. What? I don't think you're hearing me, which is weird because I'm practically shouting. Nobody breaks up with Trapper. Nobody. Yeah, fine. Nobody breaks up with Trapper. But I'm not doing that. I'm dumping... Don't you say it. I'm dumping Evan McMillan. There's nothing you or he can do about it. It's over between us, Evan. Ren, Trapper turns from Spirit and looks directly at you. You realize that you're laying on the ground of some weird tunnel. Your shouting woke up Truck Davis. By shouting, fake snore. Stay quiet. In an attempt to be as quiet as possible, you hold your breath and freeze in place. Sorry we woke you up, Truck Davis. After what happened, you'd probably be better off sleeping for a bit longer. Things just got out of hand. How'd you know? We're talking in your sleep, basically non-stop, until you woke up and then got quiet. What was I saying? I don't know, I don't speak Dutch. What? No. What? Yeah, see, there you go again. The jig is, as they say, up. They know you're awake now, and you're going to have to deal with this awkward situation head on. Clearly, I shouldn't be here. The two of you are having a very personal conversation that I don't need to be involved in. I don't even know how I got here. Not here on this island, or here in this creepy tunnel. As far as the island goes, your guess is as good as mine. As far as this tunnel goes, we brought you here. You and the Trapper? But after the lighthouse light came on, you blacked out. On your way down, I thought you might have hit your head or something. It's hard to tell what blood is new or old around here. Either way, I wanted to get you someplace safe, so I asked Trapper for help. It's not that I can't carry you. I just don't feel like it, you know? I hate anything messing with my shards. Trapper, on the other hand, he loves nothing more than having an unconscious body draped over his shoulder. I'd ask Claudette or Dwight for help, but I don't trust them. But you trust Trapper. Like and trust are two different things. You might think Trapper can be a real jerk, and you'd be right, but you get what you see with him. Brought you down here because we're the only ones who know about this place. Find an old tunnel network that connects different places on the island. What's up, guys? Talking island mysteries, my favorite topic. I was just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd pop in. Trapper, you say this place was private. Well, look at me. I didn't tell him about it. Half the appeal of this spot is getting away from people like him. Jeez, I can see when I'm not wanted. So you three thruple now, or... Because I gotta say, I really didn't think the whole Trapper Spirit thing, but hey, it's not my business. I don't stick my nose in it. We were not a thing. Nobody traps the Trapper. Not with traps or relationships. You do realize you're sticking your nose out... Our nose in our business now, right? Wow, so hostile. You don't want to talk about it, just say so. Anyhow, this tunnel has some very interesting features. You head about 50 meters down that way, you'll find... Get out. Wraith looks around, just to be doubly sure that Trapper is addressing him. I was just leaving. This island is a lonely place, which is great for me. I love to be alone. Trapper, on the other hand, he's quite needy. After a lot of pursuit, finally let him catch up to me. And it became, well, I don't want to call it a relationship because somebody really didn't want to have that talk. But we were more than friends. I dispute the events as told, for the record. I don't pursue, I stalk, and I lie in wait. Seeing eye to eye was not one of the things we were good at. So I hate to ask, but I did just look into a refrigerator-sized death lamp, so I guess I'm more of a glutton for punishment than I thought. What were you good at? Well, for starters, excuse me, I'll take that question, thank you very much. Anything about me by now is that I'm on a quest. For revenge. Exactly. What you might not know, Trapper is like great classical maestro of revenge. Trapper blushes behind the mask. That's one way to compliment a killer. Revenge against friends who had turned their back and betrayed him. Revenge against his father for making him into a monster. Revenge against the barista who wrote Edwin on his cappuccino, knowing his name was actually Evan. Someone who thinks about revenge as much as I do, Trapper is an inspiration. They say never to date your heroes. Good advice, but I don't think that's the same. Then you came along, Truck Davis. You showed me that it's okay to be lost, to feel pathetic, to push on when you have nothing real to offer anyone. Not sure where you got all that from, but okay. You held a mirror up to my own doubts and fears and showed me that they aren't everything about me, that I can embrace those things but not be defined by them. You showed me that life after death can be more than just an obsession with revenge and mind-blowing sex on the ground in a dark cave or a dusty tunnel. Trapper nudges you in the ribs with his elbow. Gross. Clearly appealing to Trapper's better features has been a winning strategy for dumping his ass, because he seems to be taking it quite well. This whole half-ass dating show parody thing, at first I obviously thought it was a lame idea. Kind of moron thought there was an audience for this. When we spent some time together, and I realized there's something actually real here. I don't want to give up on it. I don't want to give up on us. Listen, Truck Davis, while you were knocked unconscious by some minor head trauma like a total weakling, Spirit confided in me that she has real feelings for you. I took it extremely well, naturally, because I trust her and value her opinions. Doesn't mean I trust you. Want to get to her, you have to get through me first. By passing Trapper's Test. Welcome to Trapper's Test. Answer my questions correctly or die by my blade. Question 1. What is Spirit's real name? One given to her by Murder's father, but she only lets her real friends call her. Ren. Okay, you got that one. Don't celebrate yet. Question 2. What lives inside a spirit? A dragon. Sure, everybody knows that. They won't all be this easy. Question 3. Where did Spirit work back when she was a normal college girl before she was hell-bent on revenge? A restaurant. I know, to think I would date a waitress. Don't tell my father I ever mingled with the help like that. He'd be so disappointed in me. Question 4. What's Spirit's favorite color? The void. That's not really a color. Are these questions these superficial? Sure. Maybe I didn't get to know Spirit that well. Maybe that's why maybe that's why it didn't work out for us. Who knows? Question 5, the final question. You got this, Truck Davis? According to Spirit, what's worse than being dead? Not being seen for who you are. When I pitched Trapper's Test to the suits at blah blah blah, they told me there was no room in the budget for a new car to be given as the final prize for winning. So I killed them all, right there on the spot. While killing them didn't solve any of the budget problems, sure did feel good. I'm telling you this, A, to brag, and B, to explain why the only thing you're going to win is me saying congratulations for passing Trapper's Test. Not that it was some huge challenge. I mean, the woman obsessed with a giant light that shines in the dark has a chip on her shoulder about being seen. Go figure. You probably guessed. The rules are rules, even if I literally just made them up. You got it right. So I guess I approve of you dating Spirit, or whatever. I never really cared in the first place. I was just hoping you'd slip up and give me a good excuse to wet my blade with your blood. Maybe I'll find a reason tomorrow. For now, you two have fun. Wink, wink, wink. Trapper out. I'm sorry you had to endure that. Wait, 5 measly questions? It was nothing. Not even that. As ridiculous and uneasy as it was, the whole thing, waking up in a random tunnel, overhearing our argument, the news that Trapper and I had something going on, and the stupid quiz, all of it. Especially the whole Trapper out catchphrase. Only because I actually like you. None of it would have happened if I didn't. And I like you too, Spirit. Please, call me Ren. Ren. I didn't really feel like our lighthouse experience was completed. There was something else I wanted to show you. I went up in the lantern room of the tower. Do you mind out of the gutter, Truck Davis? It's not that kind of game. What's that? Hold on a moment. Being told, no, wait. It is that kind of game. Disregard the guitar comment. Come back up there with me. There's no place I'd rather be. Decided to return to the lantern room of this lighthouse, despite all the drama and worry that was previously a part of this place for you. More importantly, you're excited to be there with Spirit, which makes it all the more crushing. When you're interrupted by the arrival of Claudette and Dwight. Claudette, Dwight, funny seeing you here. Wait, did I say funny? I meant tragic. Tragic? I don't think so. Could be tragic about a family reunion. What? Those are always joyous occasions in my experience. They explain what even that's supposed to mean. The lighthouse begins to howl a low, frightening sound. Then it begins to glow in a normal, now familiar way. You prepare to shield your eyes in case something bad happens to you again. Now isn't the time for reality show adjacent shenanigans. Dwight, Claudette, shield your eyes. You don't know what the lighthouse will. Now, please don't interrupt. I think after all this time, you'd know that we've got your best intentions in mind. Wait, what? No, of course I don't think that. Got wax in your ears, friends? I asked you not to interrupt. Too late. The black light flares. In the darkness you see something horrible and strange. In the place of Claudette and Dwight are two ghoulish silhouettes. Before you can focus on them, the light passes, and the two survivors are returned to their normal states. It's breezy up here. Should have packed a sweater. What in the hairy hell? Hey, watch the language. You shouldn't speak that way. Around your elders. Grandpa! My little Ren. You're such a woman now. They grow up so fast. What? Truck Davis. Meet Grandpa Kazan Yamaoka. Well, technically not just Grandpa. Technically he's my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. That's a lot of greats to say in a row. I haven't seen my little Ren since I watched over her from the afterlife when she was just a little girl. And I expect you all to say the greats. It's a matter of honor and respect. Set Ren. She can do whatever she wants. My precious little angel. But you... Oni stares at you with his demonic red eyes. Pretty sure even the decorative third eye on his mask is looking at you. You mongrel. Must treat me with respect. Or so help me, I'll be cleaning bits of your head off my Kanabo. Kanabo is a metal-like baseball bat covered in spikes, FYI. That's not what he has in the thing. Oh, I guess it's across his back. Not sure what a peasant like you is doing so close to a descendant of the noble Yamaoka bloodline in the first place. Dirk. Claudine, explain what's going on to me. It's Dwight, sir, and Claudette, remember? Explained to you that you were going to come meet with your great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter suitor, and to give or withhold your approval. 5 greats. Great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, sir. Your honor, master, sir. Why, he's a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa. They must have summoned you here because they think you have great judgment, and because if they summoned my father, I would be too distracted by torturing him for all of eternity to continue with the rest of the... whatever this is. Show? Game? Experience? Ah, yes, that makes sense. Only a man of my own power and magnitude can help. Self-important much? Nice to meet you, Kazan. All of my friends and family call me Kazan. Those who tremble in fear at my presence call me Oni. They're seeing a serious resemblance to Trapper, and not only the sheer size of the man that Oni is, but also his attitude. Apparently Spirit has a type. You sure you can, or want, to measure up to that? Dawns on you that, wait a second, maybe you do resemble Oni. Every time you try to look at your own reflection, however, you've become dizzy and confused. This definitely deserves more thought. But now is not the time to consider the fact that you might be some kind of hulking vampire, the first ever case of self-blindness. There's a massive samurai mad dogging you from 2 steps away. You don't scare me at all, so I'll stick with Kazan. Peasant. I realize now the true purpose of my visit is to extinguish your light. Oni waves his katana in the air at you menacingly. Like great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, like great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter, apparently. Hold up there, grandpops. Not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First, you should get to know them a little better. Young people these days. Always waiting to kill people. Insisting they must deserve it. Back in my day, you did what needed to be done because your nobility depended on it. In his day, for such an imposing presence, he sure is giving off serious old man yells at cloud vibes. You see, when I was a young man, we didn't have foreigners in our land. Didn't need them. We had an abundance of culture already. A little too much if you ask me. But I didn't make the rules. The rulers did. Exactly how it should be. Literature, art, commerce, theater, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, courtesans, gambling, fighting, fine dining, fast food, public executions. What were we talking about? Spirit giggles that are great. Okay, I'm not saying all these every time. Aoni's forgetfulness. Wonder, does she even like this guy? She sure hates her father, so. Listen up, old man. We don't have time for you to list every activity available to a samurai in the entirety of the Edo period. Silence, peasant. Showing your ignorance. Samurai were forbade from many activities that didn't befit the Bushido code, such as attending certain theatrical performances, for instance. Sometimes, however, a samurai would put on disguise in order to seek out entertainment. I'm saying that I did because I had honor, but a body built like an entire castle that is quite hard to hide. But clearly, you have neither my honor nor my physique. You don't even know about the ins and outs of the shifting rules, the traditional Japanese samurai etiquette, you fool. Ren, what do you want to with such an uneducated admirer as this? Not hard to believe that any contemporary person knows all that much about who was and wasn't allowed to do what leisure activities over 100 years ago. However, really not sure how to handle this massive demonic old man. Oh, wait, I get it. Sweet Ren, my beautiful descendant, invited me here to do what you're too kind to do. Bash this jerk's head in. I like her face. Claude, Doris, fetch my hanabo. Ren, wrap your robe around this Mongol's hands and hold them still. We'll splatter their brains on this bench together, as a family. Grandpa, no. That's not why I invited you here at all. In fact, I didn't invite you. Claudette and Dwight did. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Yes, sure. Wink, wink, wink. This whole saying wink out loud thing is getting out of hand. Him and Trapper really do have a lot in common, don't they? I swear, Truck Davis has a good soul, and the heart of a warrior. They fought for my love in their own way, faced down death more than once, and put up with their fair share of nonsense. Nonsense which seems to be endless. Can we, I don't know, wrap this up already? Of course, of course. Who am I to expect anyone to wait around for my approval? I've only been hanging out as a ghost and watching my bloodline be polluted by cowards and quitters for 5 generations. Let's come give your ancestor-in-law a hug. Sword drawn, Oni beckons you closer. There's no way he has ever hugged anyone in his entire life. I think I'm good over here, actually. Ren, now. Push them my way and I'll split them in half. The sacrifice of this usurper to the Yamaoka bloodline will surely bring us back to life, set us back on the course of honor. You're so silly, Grandpa. We both know that only one sacrifice can get our family back on track. Revenge on my father, your great-great-great-great-grandson, traitor to the Yamaoka name. Thus for violence in your voice, it fills me with cheer. I'll never forget who I am. I suppose that this person you want to be with, to go on your journey of bloody revenge with, I should trust your judgment. The strength inside you blooms from the same cherry tree that was planted centuries ago by our shared ancestors. And if Truck Davis ever treats me poorly, you have my word. On our family's honor, I will wield my katana and gut them like a fish. A tear rolls down from behind Enomi's demon mask. Sure you want to marry into this? Yes. One last word of advice, my dear girl. Father stuff, don't forget it. But maybe stop focusing so specifically and obsessively on it. What he did, it was awful. But it was already done. Do something for yourself, now. Just my 2 cents. Be well, Ren. I will see you again soon. Now let's go, servants. Clint, Denise, return me to the stables. I assume my dragon has been fed and tended to? Yes, sure. I swear, this is still better than dealing with Trapper's dad. Sorry if I was disrespectful to your great-great-great-great-grandfather. He seemed like a very special man. I realized I would never measure up to someone like that. A warrior with a hell of a fashion sense. I mean that mask. Don't worry, I would never expect you to. Or want you to, really. If all I wanted was the biggest brute alive, I'd be down in Trapper's Cave right now, avoiding his vintage bear traps. That's not the life I've imagined for myself. The sense of abstract duty, anger, at a world changing around me, a lust for blood, there's no way to live. And yet, as you now know, that is the Yamaoka way of life. Forever I am cursed to battle against this dragon that lives inside me, Or at least maybe I was, until now. Call me the Dragon Tamer, baby. You haven't won this game yet. Please, don't ruin it. Sorry, I have no idea where that came from. I think we spent enough time in this lantern room. We should get back to the beach. Moonlight sets a romantic mood as storm clouds roll in and surround the black lighthouse. You know, the sun might have set, but if we wait long enough, it will rise again. Oh my god! Spirit removes her slender... God. I can't read anything. I'm captivated. Spirit removes her sheer robe, showing you her strappy black bikini. Her pale skin glows under the light of the moon. Maybe you could help me get a head start on applying tomorrow's sunscreen. Again? I mean, yes, of course. Last time was, well, I definitely felt more connected to you afterwards. To be totally real with you, I kinda just asked you as a goof, but I really enjoyed it. I swear though, if you tell anyone about this, I will not be labeled as a foot freak. Not that there is anything wrong with feet, it's just that something about that kind of attention really gets people talking. Steady, steady. Oh god. Almost. Almost. Perfect. Yes. Yeah, almost. Almost. That was way up close. Perfect, yes. Almost. Almost. How long does this game go on? Almost. Yes. God, that's so goddamn hot. I love feeling your hands sliding up and down my feet and between my toes. My skin has never been more moist. Get up here right now. Or you can find a towel to wipe off your lotioned hands. Spirit grabs you and pulls you in close. Her lips lock onto yours. They're surprisingly soft and warm. The sensation is incredible. Clouds cover the moon and you find yourself on the beach with Spirit in complete darkness. You can feel the narrow straps of her bathing suit come undone and come to life, snaking through the air, wrapping around your body, lifting you up off your feet. Come here, you. So this is what it feels like to fly. A spirit pulls you close. You feel bits of glass press into your flesh. Pain and pleasure mix and wash over you like the ocean. Salty air stinging your skin as you writhe against your undead lover. The lighthouse howls. In the darkness, you're pretty sure that Spirit lets the dragon inside of her take over. If it kills you, you're sure it will have all been worth it. The clouds part just as you manage to pull yourself exhausted away from Spirit. A chunk of broken glass is lodged into your shoulder. When you pluck it from your skin, it drips blood. Sorry, I think this got stuck to me when I was having the best night of my life. Spirit drags her fingertip over the sharp end of the glass shard. Keep it. Consider it a memento. I've got plenty more where that came from. Hot. Back on the beach, the other killers roll their eyes as you show up with Spirit, doing that couples thing where you walk with your hands in each other's back pockets. You know, it's obnoxious, but love will do that to a person. Last day, you beautiful piece of meat. Oh yeah, we're dating the ocean. You've done so well. We're almost at the finish line. Didn't think I brought you all this way without a plan, did you? What kind of sinister body of salt water do you think I am? Both? Why not both? Truck Davis, Spirit, welcome back. Since you're both still alive... Wait, her robe's gone. Is it always like that now? We can assume you had a good time. You point to the many open wounds on your body, complete with bits of sand and dirt stuck in them. Yeah, you could say that. I think some of those might be infected. You should really get them checked out. You're actually going through with this. The thing you should get checked out is your head, my friend. Spirit is absolutely nuts. You won't survive a week dating her. Didn't you just give us your blessing like 3 scenes ago? Might think she's all sad and introspective, but the truth is she's a demon hell-bent on revenge, who will ultimately stop at nothing to satisfy the lust for death that courses through her veins. I can't get her out of my mind. Duh. I know all of that, and I think it's hot. She's the goth girlfriend of my dreams, and you're just jealous you lost her, so you're trying to run me out of town. Well, guess what? I'm not scared of you. I'm with Ren now, and she's got my back. Literally. She carved her name in it with a piece of broken glass. Thank God it was only 3 letters long. Alright, we get it. Everyone is super tough. All you do is kill, no matter what. We've got a show to finish, and this is the finale, so I need you to hold on for just a moment longer. After all, that was the point of this whole experience, to give even the most demented killers the chance at finding love. And it worked. I think my official bio called me distinctively below average. Well, look at me now, world. I'm about to officiate the wedding with 2 complete maniacs. Wait, wedding? Please, Spirit, take this bouquet and prepare your vows. Vowels. I can't actually say that word. Never thought about that. As soon as you both say I do, we can send you off on your exclusive honeymoon. Hold up, nobody is saying I do today. Yeah, nobody. Wait, what? Marriage is an archaic social institution put in place by men in power thousands of years ago to maintain their control on the world. I'm not interested in playing their game. I'm not interested in doing what anyone tells me or living by any rules that I don't believe in deep down in my heart. In fact, now I think about it, I don't remember being asked if I wanted to take part in this bootleg reality TV bullshit in the first place. Anyone here agree to this? I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Spirit has manifested her katana, and in a moment the mood has changed from a romantic climax to a place of terror. Well, we're all having fun here. If you just say I do, we can... I won't. With Slasher Blade, Claudette is no more, replaced by 2 halves of Claudette, neither of which are especially alive. Dwight is horrified. There's a chance he'll actually wet himself. Lucky for him, Khaki hides lots of things. Unlucky for him, Garen isn't one of them. Meanwhile, Trapper, Hunters, and Wraith are eating popcorn. Where'd they get popcorn? We were under the implication that Claudette and Dwight did all the cooking around here, so... Sorry, now's not the time to think about who popped the popcorn and a gruesome murder just happened. This was for you. You know what to do. Spirit hands you her katana. You look on a whimpering Dwight and feel everyone waiting for you to pull him out of his misery. Look, Truck Davis. We're on a very tight schedule. You respect schedules, right? If you kill me, I'm afraid of what comes next. So, I don't know, could you not? Think back to that strange moment in the lantern room of the Black Lighthouse, when the light hit Dwight. There was something off about it, as if he wasn't real, or at least not really human. Was that a good reason to do him in with Spirit's katana? Or is that actually a reason not to kill him? This doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is taking control, taking it away from them, taking it into your own hands, and carving out a new destiny for yourself. Kill this pathetic worm. Kill him and join me on my mission. Together we will be unstoppable. I wonder if it gives us the choice of killing ourselves here. If I become a ghost and join Ren... Is that the true ending? Quite an offer. What are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to kill him. If these are the only 2 choices. You raise Spirit's katana. With the ease of slicing a wedding cake, you cut him in 2. His dead body slumps on the ground in front of you. That was so incredibly sexy. Ren places her hands over yours and you both hold her katana, your fingers intertwined. Look at the other killers and see something new in their faces. Respect. You're one of them now. Ruthless. Uncompromising. Splattered with blood. A killer. My father is going to really crap his pants when he sees the 2 of us coming. Nice. What are you waiting for, lover? You sit on the beach, below the Black Lighthouse, watching seagulls devour the liver of a dead pirate who was washed up ashore. Thinking about how much I love you, Ren. Well, stop thinking and show me. You think we'll ever leave this place? What do you care? I hope we don't. The end. Wow, that's a perfect ending. Except I'm still alive. How am I supposed to spend eternity with her? If I'm alive? Perfect ending. They say the perfect girl doesn't exist. But I answered so many of her phrases before she said them. I'm scrolling through, I'm watching, well, I can't hear her, but I'm watching my good friend Belle play Dreadout. I'm scrolling through her chat, and, like, I can't hear Belle, so I don't really know what's going on. But, like, she is so terrified of Dreadout that she's literally crying. That's so wild. I gotta tell Mooglix. Where's Mooglix? I was gonna do some fishing in Terraria after this, but I'm kind of tempted to see Belle play Dreadout. Like, this is insane. Like, the game's not that scary. But also, I have like 60 or 70 hours on that game. How did everybody, whoever is still around, how did everybody feel about our dating sim? I know that, what the heck? I know that it's that time of year. Love is in the air. I'm not really good with holidays. I don't really celebrate them, but I figured, you know, the one about romance I should probably do. Definitely pretty good.